So this has been a long road to get here. It's going to take a little moment to go back to the very beginnings. When I got back here in 2006 in Atascadero, when I moved back home, this building had other plans, and one thing or another, and here we are today, the building in a state of disrepair, and on Facebook, we be a part of a group called I Grew Up in Atascadero, and we would talk a lot about what's going on in Atascadero, and this building came up over and over again about 2014, 2015, and people are asking what is going on over there, why isn't somebody doing something about that, and myself and a couple other people, including the editor of the Atascadero News here, Luke Phillips, was part of a group that got together. We also hooked up with Mike McNamara, who was a part of this original group. We started to dig into the information that we had about this building, find out what is going on with it, who owns it, what can we do about it, and we thought we want to do something. So we got together, put in some footwork. Mike passed away in the summer of 2015, and I just felt a real loss. Our group was it was me and Mike really who were just putting the effort and really getting a lot of headway. And he was the real estate guy, and he just was a researcher. I could go out and do things, but Mike had to tell me what it is that I'm supposed to do. So when he passed away, I just felt a real loss there. And then this young lady here, Carrie McNamara, who had been following our activity, she had Mike's folder. She had Mike's binder on this project, and she picked it up. And I know I probably get this story right. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, but she had an itch that we can't let this go. You know, Mike was passionate about this and passionate about doing something with this building and doing something for the community. He grew up here. He's a graduate from Atascadero High School, and this building has been through many uses in his lifetime, and he wanted to see it come back. So Karen asked her children, what should we do? And I think they didn't think too long before they said, you got to go do something. You got to keep it going. And so she and I connected, and she just kind of took off with it. I will tell you, she got a booth at Colony Days, and she started to recruit other board members, Chuck and Kat and Jean, sitting over there. And before I go any further, actually, I want to recognize those original board members, some of them who spent years on this project getting us to where we're at. Could all of our current and former board members stand up for the Printery Foundation? Or raise your hand if you're over here in the standing section. Thank you guys. We couldn't do it without a great community and the work that went into all those. So here we are today, and I think everything else that you need to know about this project will be told to you by somebody else, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to hand it back over to Karen. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nick. It is indeed an amazing occasion that we have this building permanently, and more importantly, we have this building for the community. It's not really ours, it's the community's building. And we want that to be known all throughout the process of rehabilitation. This building belongs to you. And we appreciate everybody coming out. And I said I'm going to get about 10 words out, and it's going to fall apart. But, okay. But right now we want to honor some very special people that did a very special gift to us. John and Barbie and their family donated a really amazing flagpole to us, and it's really neat because it goes back down in so that they can raise and lower the flag easily, and also we can mow around it and everything. So, it's really nice. But they dedicated this, brought it to us. They also, with the help of Greg Ravat, they installed it. So thank you for that. But we wanted to honor them today and dedicate this flagpole for all the work that Barbie and John have done for our community. It's an incredible feature to our printery. And this flag is going to serve, it's going to wave from the flagpole for many years to come as a sign to everyone for all the wonderful things you've done for this community. And as we save and rehabilitate the printery, it's a sign to everyone that it's ready for livelihood once more, like Barbie said. So thank you so much for all your help, for all your work, and all you do for us and for everyone in the community. So if you would, please stand as our Boy Scouts troops come and raise the flag and inaugurate this flag officially. And we're going to have the national anthem played. So I'm going to have Nick tell you just a little bit about our mission, what we came up with as our mission statement and our vision.
So getting the building, and thanks again to the Boy Scouts. That was really touching, well done, very professional, and I'm proud of you guys. So getting this building in disrepair, but also we got it in a state of legal entanglement and county entanglement that we were looking at the time at about $200,000 in back taxes that were owed on this to the former owner. And aside from that, there was a bankruptcy involved, there was IRS liens, federal liens, and a lot that went into unpackaging what exactly we could do to get this building. So as we got together and formed that original board, we looked at what we were really taking on as a project and built a mission around that. Our mission today is to reclaim, rehabilitate, and repurpose the Atascadero Printery building as a community use, multi-purpose facility. And we are digging into what that repurpose is going to be. We have not finalized any details, and that's a project in the making. And we'll invite you to be a part of that later on. What we did to reclaim this building and to accomplish the first part of that mission, we had to go to battle on a county tax auction, a worldwide opportunity for anybody to take possession of this property. It scared us. It not only scared us that we were trying to do it, but it scared us that who else might be trying to do it sight unseen and purchase a really valuable piece of real estate in Atascadero by outbidding our little group of about 12 board members. So we got that group together. We had a financial backer who said, you guys raise as much money as you can, go to auction, try to get that building, and we'll loan you the rest of it. And so I remember on that day, we were at Karen's office, and Greg was there, and Kent was there, and Karen and I, and we were watching. And if anybody had bid on an eBay item over the years, it was almost exactly like that, where you bid, and then you wait, and you watch somebody else bid, and you go, and you got to think to yourself, how far am I going to take this? And you put a little more in the kitty, and pretty soon it was up about $300,000. And every time we got down to the final minutes, every time somebody bid, it added another 5 minutes to the counter. So we got to sit there and think for 5 minutes, what's our next move here, and how much money do we really have? And how much money does this other person have? So we went all in on a big jump, and we took it up to $300,100, and it stuck. And we watched that timer go down to 0, and we really didn't know if it was real or not. Our bid was the winning bid, and we're just looking at each other, and it was a pretty amazing moment when we realized that we had just bought the Atascadero Printery building, and a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work came realized, and a big dedication to Mike McNamara, who was the inspiration really behind some of us doing this, and his hope for this building. So we had a real joyous moment there, and then a moment where we realized, oh, we just bought the Atascadero Printery building. So now what do we do? So reclaim, that was our first step of our mission. Rehabilitate has become that we changed it from restore to rehabilitate, because there are some how would you say, some categories in the recognition of a historical monument that rehabilitate fit our mission better. So what we're going to do is put a lot of work into, and you can see some of what we've done, getting this building back to a usable state. And when we got it, there was about a foot of pigeon droppings upstairs, broken windows everywhere. This building had become a blight, and a place where vandals felt most comfortable, and just we're breaking down every day. It was just a hobby for some people, and so we've had to fight the vagrants and the vandals and the vermin, and we have now, if you look up, you see that the windows are boarded up. We have cleaned out the pigeons, cleaned out the pigeon droppings, and we are now working our way down bit by bit, and we have a really great community that shows a lot of support for doing the restoration that it takes to get that done. Where we're going to end up going with it is still, it's something we're developing, and we have a strategic planning committee that you are all invited to be a part of if you have ideas of what you think this might be best used as. We are a partner, or in some sense a partner with APAC, Atascadero Performing Arts Center Committee, who for years has been looking for a place to have a performing arts center, and they are working with us hand in hand to do that here. So we have a really great group coming together to decide what is the best use for Atascadero and what's going to be the best finish for this building. So we are working through that, and our vision, is our vision yet defined? So our vision's a little fuzzy. Our vision statement's a little fuzzy, but we're getting there. I mean, it's a big, huge project, and when people ask me, how's it going? Geez, well, we got boards on the windows, and so we need about $7 million. So we're getting there. But it's one step at a time, and we have a great community coming around, and we don't have any doubt that this is going to come to fruition in a beautiful way. One of the things that I hope to see, and I can't wait to see, is that this gate that makes this place look similar to a prison is finally taken down, and the grass and the landscaping restored to something that is welcoming and inviting. And even those same vagrants and vandals who showed up here, hopefully we have something that they can come back to and be proud of for this community. That's a goal, and I think said enough on that. Thank you.
Thank I just want to say some thank yous. There's so many thank yous that have gotten us to this point. Our founders, we have our banners up now. Those are the founders program is the first 100 donors that give $1,000 or more. That's just to give us a really good start on some things. So our founders are donors of their time, their talents, their service, their funds, support, encouragement, advice, publicity. There was a very special founder who gave us his interest in this building, John Frangie, who recently passed away as well. John could have taken this building back from the foreclosure. He had the right to, but John gave up his interest and gave it to us. And that was an amazing move on his part. We have so many volunteers. Jim Dewey. Jim probably spends 30 to 40 hours a week here. And it definitely shows, but he is a good help of getting other volunteers and getting them what they need to do to make a difference here. Judy's been here so many hours. Judy also spends a ton of hours researching. She's amazing. We are kind of officially announcing that we are going to collaborate with the Atascadero Performing Arts Center Committee. Joanne Bruzzo and Carolyn Mason, Kathy Hahneman, EJ Rossi and Barbie Boots. We're going to double up our efforts here, 2-for-1 special, I guess, so that we won't have two groups fundraising for a similar project. We'll be able to put a pretty good sized community theater here on the property. And so we're going to work together on this project. So that's exciting news for us. And we appreciate them. Our board members, past and present, Ann Johnstone, Amber Long, Jean and Jeff Pedigo, Dusty Delmise, Chuck and Kathy Dunlap, Jenny Tittlekim, Catherine Hillman, Jane Sachs, Kent Kenny, Victoria and Brett Hart, Barbie Boots, Christine Moser, Red Heesh, Judy Scott Dewing, Nick Matson, and Greg Rabat. They have all given amazing amounts of time and energy and sweat and hard physical and mental work to get us where we are today. And there's no possible way that we would be standing here today without each of your efforts. We've been a well-synchronized team that's proven that we're capable and willing to complete the rehabilitation of the Printery and turn it into a good resource for our community. And I sincerely thank every one of you for all your amazing help. And then we go to the County of San Luis Obispo. And without them, we would not be here today either. They helped us through the tax auction process so incredibly. We met with Debbie the first time, and we were just talking about all the obstacles that came up from the very beginning of different agencies thinking that they were interested in it, and the bankruptcies and all the entanglements that we had to get through. And Debbie stayed with us the whole way. And she's been so encouraging, and her staff just guided us through the sale process and made it possible for us to purchase the building. So we owe them a great deal of thanks forever too. In addition, Supervisor Arnold arranged a very generous donation to help us get the windows boarded up. And so Debbie's name and the supervisor's is on our wall as a founder as well. It's temporarily here, but forever prominently placed inside the building when it's done. So she's come today to present us with the official deed to the building because our 1-year waiting period is over. So, as of today, no one can protest that we purchased the building on the tax auction. So Debbie, come on up.
Well, I sure want to thank Nick and Karen and everyone that's been on the board of the Printery. This really has been a roller coaster of a ride. And at those beginning meetings, it seemed like you'd come with all the enthusiasm and you'd be given a whole bunch of bad news, and you'd decide you were going to go try to work that out and go on with it. And the next thing you know, we'd we'd get a little more bad news. It really was a complicated effort. And this foundation is stuck with it, and today we're here. I can't even tell you how excited I am. And when I look at Atascadero, I mean, we know well, I have to say, Atascadero has a wonderful history, and E.G. Lewis, what a visionary. And while serving you as a county supervisor, I've been very grateful to his vision when it came to the water, and the fact that Atascadero, I mean, he really truly was a visionary when he developed the Atascadero Mutual Water Company and set this area up to not have to worry so much about having a water supply far into the future. And then these buildings, the rotunda, and we know we came close to losing the rotunda over a decade ago, and then this building. Without this group, the Printery Foundation, this building, I'm sure, would have just finally fallen into such disrepair that it would have been too difficult to get that back. In the media, in the last couple of days, we've had all kinds of great news. Just across the creek, there's plans for a magnificent hotel. It looks beautiful in the renderings. Retail, Atascadero is changing and it's growing. And yet we're still hanging on to our history, and this little area and this group of people that are willing to really take this project on it's just a blessing, I think, when we look at this gorgeous building. So I predict that this building itself is going to bring the community together like we do so often when we all focus in on a project, a really special project. And I think we're going to enjoy the next few years while everyone works. We heard some people have financial benefits to give and some just their labor, but I know we'll all come together, and so I plan to enjoy the next few years while we watch and just wait for this magnificent building to come back to life. So I thank you both and everybody else that's on the committee. And with that, I don't know which one to hand it to, but how about the both of you? It is such a pleasure and so exciting to be able to hand this deed of trust to the Atascadero Printery Foundation. And boy, you deserved it. Getting this far. So.
Thank you so much. This is incredible. It's ours, community. It's ours. It's official. So it's going to be kind of a long road, as Debbie said. We're shooting for 5 years. There's some saying that maybe it could be better than that. It all depends on raising the funds. The faster we raise the funds, the faster we can get going on this building. You wouldn't believe the amazing progress that's been made inside. It's pretty darn clean in there. It wasn't when we got it. I tell everybody, when we first got in this building, we called it reverse vandalism because the kids were coming in and out of here every day destroying things. So we decided, well, if they can come in, so can we. So we initially had permission from one of the owners, but after that we thought, you know what, we're just going to keep going in and cleaning it up and boarding it up. So we called it reverse vandalism, but now it's ours officially, and we're, like I say, we're cleaning it up. We're working very hard. And there's just, again, so many wonderful people. Thank you so much. And please join us. The jazz ensemble is going to play some great music. There's refreshments over there. Thank you all so much for coming. This is just so special. And have a good afternoon, evening. Oh, wow. Look here. To start our fundraising off, it looks like there's money coming up the stairs. Oh.
Heather.
I like surprises.
It's a good surprise.
I'm just a figurehead here. I'm Heather Branton. I'm pastor of Community Church of Atascadero. And at our recent rummage sale, the committee that was organizing it wanted to donate 10% of the proceeds to the Printery Foundation. And so it was a pretty big sale. And so we've got a check for $325 and a little bit more.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. Thank you. Oh, thank I like those. They're cool. So, thank you, everyone. Please enjoy some refreshments, and we want to visit with all of you. Thank you so much. And thank you again to the Jazz Ensemble, the Boy Scouts, to Judy and Christine and Jim and Kent for getting the grounds ready today. And oh, you should have seen the amazing group. We had a work day on Saturday or Sunday, and all of a sudden all these people just start unloading weed eaters and lawn mowers, and they just go to town, and all of a sudden we just kind of looked around and went, wow, look at it. It was just amazing. So thank you again to everyone for all your help.